In August 2008, question number 10 asks, which equation represents a line parallel to the x-axis? Please stop the movie, make your choice, and then start when you're ready. So this is a perfect example of how a multiple choice question will have to think about our answer, eliminate which ones we don't want. Let's see. We had our best work. It's easiest to read these equations when they look like y equals mx plus b. Now this one's already set up. Y equals mx plus b. Now the sketch here will do us just fine. We could use graph paper, but the intercept of this equation is 17, so that's way up here. And the slope of this line is going to be 5. In other words, up 5 over 1, up 5 over 1. So what does this thing approximately look like? This thing's going to come down at a pretty steep slope, hit the y-axis at 17, and keep on going. No, definitely not parallel to the x-axis. Number 3 doesn't quite look like y equals mx plus b. It's got x alone, not y alone. How can we rearrange this? Well, there's a 1/3 in front of the y. We need y alone. So how about if we do the opposite of 1/3, that is divide by 3, we'll multiply by 3. The new equation here would be 3x would equal y, or in other words, y would equal 3x. I'll say plus 0 because that doesn't change anything. Y is equal to mx plus b. So the y-intercept here would be 0, and the slope would be 3, or 3 over 1. So it would hit here at the 0 point on the y-axis. It'd go up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. It wouldn't be quite as steep as our other line, but it would still come down approximately an angle like this, hit the y-intercept. No, that line's not parallel to the x-axis. These two lines were that special case. It's just x or y equals a number. The way we tried to remember this was that the first term was which axis does it hit, and where does it hit that axis? This one hits the x-axis at 5, so it hits x-axis at 5, and this one goes straight up and down, hitting the x-axis at about 5. Well, that one's not parallel to the x-axis. We could immediately say that number 2 is the answer, but we ought to check it. The axis it hits is y, and it hits the y-axis at about 10. We'll say that's about here. And in order to hit the x-axis at about 10, it would have to run just like that, parallel to the x-axis, never crossing it, which means our correct answer for number 10 turns out to be number 2.